The Belgian Antarctic Expedition that would occur between 1897 and 1899 was starting to be planned out, paid for. It's going to be funded by the Belgian government. Takes a lot of work to plan some things. But this dude with a sweet ass name is selected to be the captain. He's planning everything out. His name is Adrien Victor Joseph de Gerlache de Gomery.
Oh shit! Was he chosen just because of his cool ass fucking name? No other prior like experience, but he's got a sick name, guys. Go on.
He's got a sick name, Captain. There's a lot that goes into funding these massive expeditions because it's a lot of money to plan it. You need to pay all the crew, a lot of gear, a lot of time, etc. So Gerlache was able to get the funding for the expedition through various means, but he would have to sell people on it to get their funding, like investors or certain governments, organizations. And to do that, he kind of put together like the mission statement of the expedition. They had just a few bullet points on this one. Basically, in the name of Belgium, in the good name of the country of Belgium, Gerlache was going to map the uncharted geological features in and around Antarctica. The plan was we're going to land and start mapping mountains and coasts and whatever else. The second was going to be a lot of scientific research, meteorology, magnetism, oceanography, biologic studies. And I'm going to give you a little spoiler alert on that one. They did not have nearly enough equipment to accomplish the science that they set out to do. But kind of the not stated goal of this expedition, but it is going to be a really big point for our story. Because we're so early on in the technology that we need to explore Antarctica, they're trying to work out new things here. So there was an idea that if they modify the ship's hull, the ship they're going to take down there, if they modify the hull in such a way that the ship could potentially be frozen in place and not crushed, then they could potentially extend the life of these expeditions and their likelihood of survival. At earlier boats, my understanding is the hull was a little more squared. So when they would go down into these deep, like they call it an ice pack, which is just a floating ice all around Antarctica. And when these ships would go into that, if the ice would move inward onto the ship, it would just crush, the wooden ship, just crush it, sink it, gone. So the idea here that they had was we're going to make it into more of a V shape, particularly at the front, but all along the boat. So if they're going into this ice and it presses inward, they might get stuck, but it's actually going to lift the boat a little bit, not crush it and break it completely. And that should allow them to chill in place until the ice breaks up.
Just hang out.
Just hang out. That's literally, dude, that's the idea. We won't die. We'll just hang out.
Oh, jeez.
It's such a wild idea. That's so wild. Okay.
Like, oh yeah, let's. You know what? Hey, crack a couple cold ones in the cold place. That's all you got to do, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what science is all about, dude.
I'll just take my boat down there. I'll chill. No big deal. So yeah, this was like a discussion, but it was not planned. That's not like we're gonna go down there and chill on the ice. But maybe it happens, right?
Who knows? Hey, you never know.
You never know. So ultimately, they did just that. They modified the ship's hull. It was a lot more of a V shape, and it would prove to be pretty successful. Oh. Like when they start getting in there, they almost immediately noticed where other ships would need to really slow down, just to push through the ice slowly. With the V on the front, they just pushed off either side, and they kept cruising. All these ships at these time were running on coal as well. So
interesting.
Also imagine there's tons and tons of coal under the deck weighing the boat down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, so the biggest points of this expedition that we need to take note of. The ship would end up being named the Belgica. I just think it's a cool name, the Belgica. It was a crew of 19 men. They would set sail from Belgium in August of 1897. That 19 men included the captain and one other man who's going to be important to our story later. His name is Roald Amundsen. Roald Amundsen is also another huge badass from this like period of time where everybody wanted to explore the North and the South Poles. He comes up later. He's kind of a little bit of a rival in some sense to Ernest Shackleton that we're going to be talking about. So remember that name, Roald Amundsen.
Okay.
So they set sail. It takes them over a year to get to Antarctica from Belgium. They do make a stop in Brazil. A lot of these expeditions, they either stop in Brazil or Chile, or there's another island. That's going to be a big part of the story later. They finally get there. It's January of 1898. They made it.
Can I ask, what's the real quick? Sorry to interrupt. What's the journey like?
No,
how long is the journey from Belgium? Like in time, how much? A fucking year?
A year.
God damn.
It wouldn't take them that quite long if they could sail straight there.
Yeah.
But these ships don't have the capacity. You can't carry 100 tons of coal with you on these little ships, which is what you need to get there. So they would end up going from Belgium to Brazil down to Antarctica.
Right. But still I feel like a year is, I guess geographically, I think about Belgium being, I guess
I wish I would have looked up like the amount of miles. That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I guess that's more what I was thinking about too, is how many miles is it? Damn.
Well, let's find out. But yeah, dude, I mean, it's just a year on the open water sailing, man.
I mean, I know that, like, I've done some research on, like, whaling, because it's just a very interesting trade that we don't, I mean, it's still kind of going on, but it's not nearly as, like, prominent as it used to be. But, like, the amount of time that people, would spend on these voyages, and you're like, I couldn't fucking imagine spending a week on a boat, let alone, months on end.
A year?
Yeah, a year.
It's roughly 7,000 nautical miles.
God damn.
And they're using coal-powered boats back then and fighting the winds. There's not... Yeah, it doesn't sound fun. That doesn't sound fun to you?
No. God.
Oh, you're going to love the rest of this.
I already know I'm not built for this sort of exploration. I'll go explore like a local park. That's what I'm built for.
Okay. Do some mapping, some geological studies.
That's already been done. I'm just there to get the secondhand experience.
Dude, one of the key things that comes out of all these explorers is that they want that glory, dude. I want to discover a mountain. I want to climb a mountain, and I want that mountain to be named after me or my hot girl back home. That's the way to do it. So, January 1898. They're off the coast of Antarctica, some of the closest people to have been there so far, before they are going to be landing on Antarctica to start the geographical mapping around inside the continent. They're going to sail around and do some oceans, spots of mountains, islands, etc. They ended up just naming. They name a lot of things. I wanted to notate they arrive on the west coast of Antarctica, and we are going to have a map or two that comes up during the video. Silas will put those in, I promise. It gets a little fucky when you're in Antarctica to say west or east. Like, everything is north from Antarctica.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So if I'm referring to the west side, that's closer to South America.
Okay.
The east side is closer to Australia. The section of sea that they were in and like working on mapping out is there's like some islands off the coast of Antarctica, then the coast, and they're sailing right down the middle. That ends up later being named the Gerlache Strait after the captain. Kind of cool. That's what I'm saying, man. You get there, this is mine now.
Mine now. Yippee.
Yep. All right, so they're beeping, booping. They're doing some science. They're doing some mapping for about a month. We're into February, the end of February now, and things start to go south. See what I did there? The ship, they're cruising through this really thick ice, and the ship comes to a stop.
Mm-hmm.
The crew jumps out. This ice is so thick, they can just jump off the boat and try to ice pick it. They have explosives. They have shovels. They have different things. They are trying to get rid of the ice and keep the ship moving.
Not happening.
Belgica did exactly what we talked about earlier. Time to hang out.
So they can't put it in reverse, Terry?
No, there's no reverse.
Damn.
And even so, there's just ice behind you.
Oh, yeah, true shit. Who decided to come down here to this icy hellscape? This is crazy.
So, they spend some time trying to dig it out, trying to work it out, and they're like, well, this is it, boys. We're chilling. Break out the guitar. Time for Kumbaya.
Hell yeah.
They spent let me see. Dude, imagine. Okay. Imagine you're stuck on the ice.
I don't want to. It sucks.
Imagine it. You're
Okay.
cramped in a boat with 18 other men. on the ice, just stuck.
You and your boys.
And at first, okay. At first, hell yeah, boys, it's just us. This is no girls allowed. You make a cool sign. But pretty quickly, you're gonna be laying in your bed, listening to the ship just like from the ice and like shifting. Your mind is gonna wander, and you're gonna realize you're in the middle of the goddamned ocean.
Damn.
On the ice.
What was the captain's name? What was the last name again?
This one was Gerlache.
So
you want me to say the whole name again?
No. I was just saying Gerlache is about to become some goulash, is what you're saying, right?
Adrian Victor Joseph de Gerlache de Gomery commands your respect.
And put that on a t-shirt. Oh, shit.
Okay, you made me lose my place.
So they're chilling on ice with the boys. Go ahead.
I forgot something really important. It's not 18 men at this point. It's not 19 men. It's a total of 18 because Carl Weinke actually got washed overboard on the way to Antarctica. Yeah.
Carl was our favorite.
Rest in power, Carl.
Damn.
So you and 17 other men, not 18. There's a little more room now, to be fair. Sorry, Carl.
Oh, shit.
So, they brought supplies for a whole expedition. A lot of dried rations, teas, cocoa, interestingly. But it's pretty known that once they get to Antarctica, they're going to have to go hunt some seals and some penguins. That's just like an established part of the Antarctic expedition. But now they're frozen in the middle of the ocean. So basically, they just have to hop off the boat and walk across the ice and hope they find some seals. That's like a big part of their diet. And at this point in time, we're still in the late 1800s. They hadn't quite got a full grasp on scurvy yet. Wasn't quite understood. Like bringing extra fruits and meats was going to help with that.
Yeah.
So that's slowly setting in throughout basically this entire story.
Right on.
They also, being a little bit unprepared on this one, underfunded, they didn't have the best worm gear. They kind of had to makeshift a lot of stuff. So they sit on the sea for over a year.
Oh, fuck. The fact that they could survive that long is kind of crazy, though. Holy shit.
Yeah. So, once again, this was just like, hopefully the ice will melt away and we'll just carry on our way. That was the original plan.
Hopefully we can get out of here one of these days. That'd be cool.
But, so they freeze in place around February, which is actually the winter of Antarctica. It's like February to like July, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's the winter, the coldest time. So the thought there is we wait a couple months, July, August, whatever, it'll warm up, we'll head on out. When it comes to the next year, the next summertime comes around what would be our winter time here in America. They start trying to get the boat out. No dice.
Damn.
So, I mean, they've literally spent the summer months trying. I mean, they've got ice picks, shovels. It's just men and ice. They're trying to get it out. No dice. So they just, back to the boat, boys. We're hanging out for a little while longer.
Back to the boat, boys.
Now, during that time, they were able to do a lot more planning. So as I mentioned earlier, they had explosives. I don't know if they'd tried to use them before or they were saving them. I don't know. But they had explosives in their plan the next time the next spring rolls around.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to carve with, just manually. These dudes are going out with pickaxes and shit and creating kind of like little fault lines or like holes in the ice that'll weaken it. And then they set these lines of explosive charges. So we get back to, it starts getting warm again. The ice starts getting a little less thick. And they go for it. They blow it up, break the ship free.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. At this time, this is July of 1898. So, I'm sorry, July of 1899. They finally break free and they get out of there. And they set sail back for it. They're like, fuck all this shit.
Right.
We're going
See, back to Belgium, baby. So they take a year to get there. They're stuck for over a year, and then finally they get out.
Yep.
Fuck that.
All of the newspapers all over the world were like, yep, they're dead. Like a year ago, they started reporting them. They're lost. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Oh, man.
Another fun point of this, the entire year that they were trapped, they were about 1.5 miles from the open ocean. Like, the edge of the ice ended.
Oh, damn.
They could walk to it. They just couldn't get the boat there.
Right. Well, they important that they needed that had to happen. Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. I'm curious. I don't think that you would know any of this. Did any like their wives like remarry or like move on, or like their kids like, you know, they had like newborns and shit that like don't recognize them when they got back and shit. It's like fucking
all the research I did, and I missed the most important details.
What's that movie? I don't know why I want to call it Outcast. It's not Outcast. Castaway. Tom Hanks. I
wanted to say Survivor for some reason.
Same kind of concept. Did any of them come home and like, honey, I made it back from Antarctica? Like John, the next door like milkman, walks around the corner.
He's like, uh-oh.
You're alive.
That's awkward.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Hey, Jim, good to see you. How's Carl?
Oh, man. Wait, so did all of them make it back except for Carl?
So, the next beat. It's like you read the script. They left from Belgium. There was 19 men on the board. They spent over 2.5 years between leaving and returning to Belgium. They lost 2 men.
No.
Carl fell off the boat before they ever made it to Antarctica.
Fucking Carl.
And Emil Danko got sick and died while they were trapped on the ice.
Emil. He was our second
Rest in
favorite.
power, Emil.
Dude.
He really was.
He was our second favorite. That guy had the best. He was the only one who could play guitar. You know what I mean?
Was he?
He was the only one.
Amazing that you know that.
No more Kumbaya after he died.
Mm-mm. It was a lot more sad after that.
It was way more sad. Damn. Honestly, though, kind of impressive that they only lost 2 guys in that whole ordeal.
Yeah. Dude,
in the 1800s, it was you said 1899?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's very
impressive. And there's going to be a little bit more death, but there's a surprising amount of survival in this story. Based on the factors of it, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
In March of 1898, while they were still frozen on the ice, one of the crew members, Frederick Cook, kept a diary, and he wrote this quote that just reads metal as fuck, honestly. "We are imprisoned in an endless sea of ice. We have told all the tales, real and imaginative, to which we are equal. Time weighs heavily upon us as the darkness slowly advances."
Oh, fuck.
I have been dialed in to this drama.
Communication is alpha.